Tonight, we continue to learn more about a deadly police shooting inside Austin East High School. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation says Anthony Thompson Jr. is the name of the 17-year-old who died. Investigators also say the bullet that hit a Knoxville police officer in the leg was not fired from that student's handgun. Thompson is now the 5th Austin East student to be shot and killed so far this year. The 4 others are all 16 years old or younger. And new tonight, Knoxville Mayor India Kincannon wants everyone to see body camera video from the incident. She says she supports releasing any incident videos to the public as soon as it is legally allowed. And as city leaders and investigators release new information, there are still a lot of unanswered questions. And tonight we're breaking down what we know and what we do not know from this investigation. So far, the TBI has released some additional information tonight. We know Anthony Thompson had a gun in the school bathroom, and we know from the TBI that there was a struggle when officers entered that restroom. The TBI also says Thompson fired first during the struggle, but we do not know who pulled that trigger or whether it went off accidentally. We know the bullet from Thompson's gun did not hit SRO Adam Wilson. We'll take a look at some of these things we know and what we don't. We know that Thompson had a gun. We know there was a struggle in the school bathroom. And we know that Thompson's gun fired first from the TBI. But we also know from the TBI tonight that it wasn't Thompson's gun that shot the SRO on the scene. We don't know how Thompson's gun fired, whether it was an accidental misfire or whether he fired it himself. And we don't know who shot that school resource officer, whether it was another officer or whether he shot himself accidentally. We also don't know how Thompson got a gun into the Austin East school building and who made that first report of a student with a gun that caused all of this to begin to go down. So we still have a lot of unanswered questions, and it might be some time before we get answers to those questions from the TBI. An alphabet soup of law enforcement agencies responded to the scene. The TBI will lead the investigation, including collecting evidence and conducting interviews. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms is looking at how Thompson got his gun and whether it was bought legally. The medical examiner will conduct an autopsy as well. In the past, it's taken the TBI several months to complete officer-involved shooting. But attorney Dennis Francis says there's no standard timeline for these investigations.
There's no shot clock. By that I mean there's nobody says you've got to get this report in or got to get this done within 30 days or 60 days.
In this case, he says the most useful information will likely come from KPD's body cameras. Once that information is processed and released, hopefully we'll be able to answer some more of those questions. And we can tell you that Knoxville Mayor India Kincannon wants that body camera video released as well. Take a look at what she tweeted today, a long thread explaining why she says a greater understanding of what happened will help the community heal. She says she asked the District Attorney General to release redacted footage, but the DA denied that request, citing the ongoing investigation. Tonight, Superintendent Bob Thomas began the school board meeting addressing that shooting at Austin East. He first said his heart goes out to the students and school employees. He also said more must be done to protect students.
I keep saying, you know, we need action. I don't want that to be just words. I want us to make sure that we do our part and that there is action on our part. We just can't continue to have these tragedies happen.
Superintendent Thomas says they've discussed random searches when students return to school and additional measures to secure the school during the day.
Enough is enough.
Those were the shared sentiments from a group of protesters today that gathered outside the Knox County Board of Education meeting to demand an end to gun violence. Inside the meeting, community members emphasized how important it is for schools to be safe. One Knox County woman says more people need to be held accountable.
And I'm going to hold my friends, and I'm going to hold my classmates, and I'm going to hold them accountable. And I'm going to hold my church accountable, and I'm going to ask them to do the same. And I'm going to ask you today to do the same. I'm going to ask you to go to those parents and go and to let them know that we dropped the ball. Just admit it. We dropped the ball.
Today marks the 3rd day in a row people have met across the city to raise concerns about safety in schools. Austin East High School will now be closed until next Monday, the 19th. The Knox County School District says it extended cancellations to let the community heal. All students will move to online learning next Tuesday, the 20th, and then they'll return to in-person classes on Wednesday.